I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to discuss the emotional recovery from depression and anxiety and all sorts of emotional challenges using religion. Now, obviously, because I'm a Jew, I'm going to use Judaism as an example, but this could be applied to any religion. Let's start off with the basics. Anxiety versus depression. The interesting thing is that anxiety relates to the future while depression relates to the past. A person who's anxious is worried about something that didn't happen yet, and a person who's depressed is let down about something that already took place. And here we are, stuck in the middle. Now, what is the usefulness of understanding this? There are a couple of things we could do that, first of all, will alleviate the symptoms. Again, I am talking over here about generalized depression and anxiety, people that have extreme challenges that need professional help. I certainly do not begin to assume that I can give the solutions for that. But generalized, these are my recommendations. First of all, the number one thing a person can do when they're going through anxiety or depression is to rename it. When a person says, I have anxiety, they are convincing themselves that they are somebody that has a disorder and that they can't get out of it. Same thing. I am a person who's depressed. But when a person says, I have some anxiety now, I am going through a little bit of depression, so now they have redefined who they are as a regular person that has a challenge. And that does wonders for how the mind accepts it and is able to believe that it can get past it. The next thing that we need to know about anxiety and depression is that it manifests itself quite often in people that are loners, people that stay alone, people that experience their things by themselves. It is a very, very key part to the solution to be a part of something, to make yourself part of the group. A couple of examples. First of all, we know that there are 3 points in Jewish religion where clearly the Jews went through challenges because they didn't act with achdus, with what's called unity. And the reason I'm bringing this up will soon be explained. Number one, when a person gets married, the very first thing they do is they break glass. And everybody knows the reason that they break the glass is to remember the Chorban, is to remember the destruction of the Holy Temple, the Beis HaMikdash. But in truth, there's more to it. Why was the Beis HaMikdash destroyed? Because of baseless hatred, sinas chinam. The same thing when a person celebrates Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day that we count in the Omer, it's because the death of the students stopped. And why were they dying? Because they were not getting along. They weren't having the proper respect for each other. And so we celebrate that. Another thing is Purim. People think that Purim is all about giving up shalach manas, gifts to your friends, to the people you're close with, but nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is that the reason we're supposed to give out shalach manos is because Haman was not able to destroy the Jews because the Jews acted in unity. There was a lot that went on with Queen Esther and Mordechai, but in all, the Megillah clearly states that the Jews acted in unity, and that's how they were able to fend off the enemy. And it's the same thing. When we act together, wondrous things happen. Now that we know this, So what are some of the solutions in order for a person to feel good, to feel better? See how I said, I didn't say how to get over depression, how to get over anxiety. I said how to feel better, how to feel good. You got to get out there. And how do you get out there? As my father used to say, the greatest thing you could do for your own mood is do something for someone else. There are two parts to our religion. The first part is prayer and study. We need to pray every day. We need to study. We need to accumulate knowledge in our religion. And the second part is that we need to go out and do loving acts of kindness. And both of these things will make a person feel better. When a person prays in a group, so now they're around other people. Nobody can deny that when they pray in a group, it's interesting, even if you're just an observer, just to see other people and be around other people. People experience it in different ways. Some people enjoy observing. Some people enjoy the camaraderie, the companionship. Maybe somebody happens to have a celebration. People stand around, they smile, they have a shot of whiskey together or a piece of cake or whatever. But people are there together. And besides for focusing to a higher being and praying and realizing how there is something more important than ourselves, but there is a social aspect that uplifts people and takes their minds off of their own things that they are so super hyper focused on when they're alone. And the second thing is to do acts of kindness. When a person goes out there, and I'm not even talking about visiting hospitals, visiting sick people, doing things for the community where you volunteer your time in many different ways, but simply walking up to the mailman and saying, "Good morning," going over to people and doing things that make them feel good. Let me give you a hand. Let me hold the door. These are the secrets that make a person feel better, feel happier. Not take away their depression, but make them happier. And depression and anxiety are not that far off. Anxiety quite often is depression that was repressed. Depression that like a person just gave up on or thought that they could beat, and then the anxiety shell covered over. So now they have something with something else stuck underneath. But all in all, a person needs to know where it's coming from, how it applies in this magnificent thing that God created called religion that gives us the opportunity to bring joy into our life. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I wish you only blessings and bursts of joy constantly. But for those of you that are suffering, I hope that this does help a little bit. And of course, you always know how to reach me. I'm available through the comments. I'm available through the contact information. I'd like to wish you a wonderful day. God bless you.